The phone is at a bad angle. Let's see if I can do the, messy kitchen. Messy kitchen. I turned off the light because the light, there it is, was really bright the last time. I made a comment a while back that I liked that my kitchen was blue, and it occurred to me that I wasn't communicating clearly. When the light is on, the ceiling looks like it's been painted almost this shade of blue. I don't know why it's doing that, but I like it. The walls themselves are that darker peach. I'm trying to figure out where there it is, that darker peach. And then the cabinets are a lighter peach, cream color. And we bought a whole bunch of seafoam and teal stuff at one thrift store and at, I think it was TJ Maxx. Anyway, and we have the IKEA dish towels that have the seafoam to the teal. So my kitchen is blue. It made sense. Anyway, I'm tired. My hair won't behave. I bought a box of Revlon burgundy hair dye. So not dollar store. It cost $3.80. It's the real stuff. So for any of you out there who don't dye your hair regularly, a box of hair dye should cost like $10, $7.89 at Winco. I refuse to pay that much on something. I really do. I buy 99-cent shampoo when I don't use a bar of soap on my hair. Anyway, so in the next couple of days to a week, I'll probably dye my hair and it'll be burgundy. Way back in the day, in Tacoma, when the kid was 4 years old, I had black hair down to like here. I wanted burgundy hair. Nobody had heard of this. There was no burgundy hair dye on the market. And I went into this one salon and I was like, can you mix burgundy? They're like, well, what color's burgundy? I'm like, like the wine, burgundy. Oh, a wine? Yeah, I can mix a wine color. No, I don't want red wine. I want burgundy. Here, I'll bring you in, and I bring them in a color swatch. I don't know if I can mix that or not. We could try. No, that's okay. And I must have gone to 5 different hair salons in the span of 3 months. Can you mix burgundy? And about 4 months later, Michael and I are at the mall, Tacoma Mall, and this woman walks by, and she's got the most gorgeous burgundy hair color. I'm like, excuse me, where did you get your hair done? Oh, such and such salon. The first salon I'd gone to. And about a week after that, there was another woman, and another woman, and another woman. And I must have seen 20 burgundy hairdos, burgundy hair colors, in about a month's time. And Michael's like, now you can get your hair burgundy. And I'm like, now I don't want it. I'd asked enough people that they all started thinking about it, that it became a thing for about 6 months. It was kind of special. About the same time we were getting engaged, and I wanted my first husband, Chris, had bought me a 1.5 carat white Russian diamond ring that was just huge and gaudy because that was part of his lifestyle. And Michael and I, not part of our lifestyle. And I wanted a black sapphire. So I went to a couple of different jewelers. I'm like, can you get a black sapphire in a diamond cut? Oh, maybe. And it was And it was really, during that period of time, the husband paid for lab time at the jewelry lab. I think it was on base. It might have been at Evergreen. Anyway, he got jewelry lab time, and he made our engagement promise rings and wedding bands. And for the engagement ring stone, he used a moonstone, and that was just so special. So I didn't get the black sapphire. It just dropped off the radar. About 6 months later, an acquaintance, look at my engagement ring, it's black sapphire. I'm like, you do remember me talking about that, right? What? No! Like, that kind of stuff will irritate the heck out of me. If I suggest it and you come back and claim it's your idea, it'll irritate the heck out of me because I remember. Anyway, I had something to show you on several different levels. So this cute guy, this was my toothbrush. I have 3 toothbrushes going at any given time because I cycle through them because I'm weird. Yes, it's a little kid's toothbrush. It's a little kid's toothbrush because my mouth. Okay. When I opened wide the other day and I said that hurt, I meant that hurt because with the jaw surgery, what side's the scar's right here? Can you see the scar? I don't think you can see the scar in the camera. They cut from here to here and set the face aside and did the jaw surgery. The jaw is permanently damaged and pops in and out of joint really easily, and it's just a problem, okay, from the reconstruction. So every dentist I go to recommends a kid's toothbrush because there's just not enough room to get under and behind the molars with a full-size toothbrush. Okay. This particular toothbrush, see how nice and brightly green it is? See how nice and brightly green it is? See how it hasn't used up the color in the, when this color goes away, your toothbrush is dead? That's all great. Do you see how that's dark? Do you see how that's dark? Because it has mildew in there? Can you see that? Okay. Can you see how you can see into the holes on the bristles? And that really is mildew in there? There are reasons people get sick when they can't track down what's causing them to be sick. A lot of times it's an environmental thing. Back in the day, they used to tell you to throw everything away, scrub down the house, and start over again when somebody had a reoccurring fever they couldn't isolate. It was to get rid of stuff like this. That will harbor MRSA. That would have harbored strep. That would have harbored the flu, okay? Or colds. So you get a cold, you get over the cold, you get a cold, you get over the cold, you get a cold. We used to boil toothbrushes. These days, this plastic you can't boil, you gotta bleach. Okay, so I wash my toothbrushes regularly and I put them in my denture cleaner, okay? And this still grew black mold in the head in the span of about a week and a half. It went from being that bright green to this in about a week and a half. And I grabbed my toothbrush, put it underwater, went like this, saw it in the mirror and came to a stop. My husband's like, "What is it?" And I was like, "Does that look like mold to you?" He's like, "Ooh, yeah." So I checked all the other toothbrushes we have that have these little plastic heads. They all look clean, but now I'm going to be worried about them, and I'm probably never going to buy a toothbrush with that kind of a tongue scraper that you can see in the holes. In the meantime, I'm not part of the disposable culture. We get called hoarders. The husband does have hoarder's disorder, but it's under control. Don't laugh. Just don't laugh. It is. He has issues. He deals with them. Right now there's pathways because, like I said the other day, we opened up about 60 boxes and we haven't had time to sort it because his work put him into a class and that class is taking up all of his time. We had yesterday off and we took 5 hours and went to the beach because the buffet was free. Well, no. We went to the beach and the buffet, and when we got to the buffet, we found out it was free. So that was an added bonus. Really an added bonus. The surf was amazing. The food was okay. I didn't eat as much as I always claim. I always say I'm going to eat a huge amount of food. Okay, so I ate, New York strip steak was the meat of the day, and I ate about that much by about that much. So maybe 3 ounces. I ate 7 shrimp. I had to force myself to eat the last one. I had a small amount of mashed potatoes with some Alfredo over top of it. And I had some Nanaimo bars because they're gluten-free. That particular buffet's Nanaimo bars are their gluten-free option. So I had a couple of Nanaimo bars. That's a oatmeal no bake, and then a cream, and then a chocolate ganache. Anyway, I don't believe in just throwing shit out. I save my plastic containers and repurpose them. I save my glass jars and repurpose them. This guy right here, this is so cute. And he's got little suction cup feet. He's so cute. I'm going to cut the head off and then get this hot and melt it and make a loop. And I'll use it for something. If nothing else, it's a Christmas tree ornament. Because, I mean, come on, he's a caterpillar. Okay? Or I'll use it in the garden for a plant marker. Or in the garden room to mark a row. Something. There's no reason to throw that cuteness into a landfill at this point. You know? I don't believe in easy disposability. Another example is I'm sitting here with Halloween candy today, and no, I have not eaten it all. But I noticed that the packages have these really cute little... Where's the other one? This one won't show up as well because I have to open up the package, but it's a bat. And there was one more, but I don't see it. Anyway, I ate a couple of little candy bars. They have those cute little ghosts on it. So I'll cut out that little ghost and put, every time I eat one of those bars, and put it in a jar, and eventually I'll have a full jar full of little Halloween things that I can use in a collage. I tend to give collages away. If you like collage art, you have to say something, because when I have enough stuff to do one, I'll do one, and then I'll find a home for it, and then it's gone. You know? And people come over and they're like, oh, you have so much stuff. I can't believe how much stuff you have. Hey, we should do this project. You have everything we need. I'm like, yeah, I have everything you need. And you know what? You don't get to do it with me because you complain about how much stuff I have. You don't want to know how many people over the years will put a lot of energy into putting down how much stuff we have and then turn around and ask to borrow something. Or show up and say, I knew you'd be the one person who'd have this. I'm looking for a 1955 torque wrench for a such and such car, and if anybody has it, you have it. If I have it, you can't have it. If I have it, I have it, but you insulted me, you were mean, you can't have it. Or putting down that I can cook anything and then turning around and asking me to cook something. Not for you. These are the boundaries I've learned in the last 10 years. You know? I gotta stand up straight. I'm hunching. Ah! Boobs. Hi. So, what else? We went to the beach. We drove. This camera's at a weird angle, and I'm never going to put it right here again, because as I'm looking at it, my depth perception is trying to focus on either side, and it's just really not. If I was there, it would be okay, but then we have this going on. There. See? Camera angle. I'm Big Bear with tiny head. Have you seen those? Have you seen those? They're stuffed bears that have tiny little heads on big bodies. I'm Big Bear with tiny head. Anyway. Haven't gotten any farther on the blanket coat because I gotta reach. So I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic as hell because of the head injury. I was dyslexic before the head injury. But one of the things I have a problem with, I've done this pocket twice now, okay? I did it this big and realized I was gaining a stitch with every row. So I pulled it all out and started doing it again. And if you look here, I'm losing a stitch with every row. Okay, when that kind of shit starts, I can't not do it. No matter, it's like, okay, 22, turn, stitch, 22, turn, stitch. Why is there a stitch short? Because the dyslexia is happening somewhere between 13 and 16. It's not happening on 22. And it doesn't matter how many times I recount the row, I'm going to get to 22. Because the brain knows it's supposed to be 22. That's how many stitch counts are supposed to be here. So it doesn't matter how much I want. I mean, I could have a clicker and click off each stitch, and I'd still get it wrong when I'm having the problem. Okay? And I've learned that about myself. And people will say, well, that's just a cop-out. No, that's a medical fact. If I'm dyslexing something, no amount of wanting to not dyslex it will prevent it from happening. And when that happens, you put it aside and you come back to it later. And if I continue to dyslex it, I pull out all of the pink and I decide I don't want pockets. Or I wait until I come up with some black yarn, which I don't have any right now. Well, I have, hold on, that ball of black yarn left. The one that has the one that's too small of the gauge on this one is smaller. It's a smaller yarn. The other one was a thicker yarn. But I could do the pockets out of this. I don't think that's enough for 2 pockets. Anyway, when you're dyslexing, a lot of times just changing, okay, well, I was dyslexing the pink yarn, I won't dyslex the black yarn. A lot of times it's that simple. And a lot of times it's you're dyslexing pockets. And no amount of changing yarn or hooks will fix the fact that I'm dyslexing pockets. My first thought was to use flannel, so I may go back to the flannel idea. The issue with flannel is you have to sew 2 pieces with the crochet in the middle and make the pockets that way. But then again, there'd be inside pockets and outside pockets at that point. That's a possibility. Cool. It was 68 degrees in the house this morning. That was a little chilly. It's amazing how fast we get used to a temperature. By the end of winter, I will think 64 is warm. By the end of summer, I think that 78 is cool. You know, it's the body adjusts. I have the yawns. I was having the yawns before I did the video and I thought I got rid of them, but apparently I didn't. I'm almost out of coffee. It's sad. It's really, really sad. I have nothing to talk about. So I was watching a video from she's a tattoo artist in England someplace, I think York. I have no idea. Anyway, they have a tattoo shop and a yarn and fiber shop, spinning shop. And they do videos. And I was watching her do a kick spindle. And a kick spindle is pretty much a Navajo spindle, but with a big ball so that you just kick the ball and it keeps spinning instead of having to do it manually. And I've been wanting to get another Navajo spindle. And I'm watching her do the kick spindle, and it occurs to me that she's got to keep her leg up and kick. You know, her leg can't sit on the floor. It's like, well, I can't do that. So it was interesting to watch the video to realize that's not something I can do. But then I realized that once we get the wood shop set up, it is something I can make. You know? We used to sell spindles on Etsy and did pretty good with them until Etsy quit policing what's homemade, handmade, and what's machine made in China and started allowing drop shippers to list 5,000 items. And at which point my spindles at $10, they started listing at $9.99. My sales went down. Okay, I'll list mine at $9.98. They list theirs at $9.95. You can't compete. When you have 22 listings and a drop shipper comes in and puts in 500 listings for a product they ripped off from you, because we were making lollipop lace spindles, which nobody else was doing a couple years back, and I'm still not seeing that many of them. A lace spindle is a very specific type of spindle, and they were pricing under. And I took my prices down as far as $7, and they took their prices to $5. I'm like, you're making it up in the shipping, and people are stupid because they're not paying attention. These days, Etsy is trying to mandate that shipping be included in all prices, which allows a drop shipper to underprice everybody. just automatically because they get a discount on shipping. When you are a regular shipper, we'll say the package costs $5 to ship, one package at a time. So you're a business account, you get 20% off. Now your package costs $4.40 to ship. That's cool. $4.40. So you're saving 60 cents. So you can underprice by 60 cents. When you're a drop shipper, you pay $1 per package. Nobody can compete with a drop shipper. And when Etsy started allowing that, they're going to kill the handmade market that's on Etsy. People are going elsewhere. I'm watching all of my friends who sell on Etsy going, I think I'm going to move over too. And there's no one place to move to. You know, I keep thinking we should get back into doing online sales, and there's no reason to, really. We have all these stamps. I can't sell them in the consignment store because there's no security. All these stamps and coins, and it's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I will eventually either come up with a way to display them on a table that doesn't take up too much room, or I'll make miniature jewelry frames and have miniature jewelry framed little stamps. That's probably what I'm going to do. We've talked about that. A little sterling silver little frame around an antique stamp I think would look cool. Anyway, so now somebody else is going to do it first. Yeah, I'll let it go at that. So, have you started eating your Halloween candy yet? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.